I don't know how to start one of these off. Hello, my name is Tom. I go by T-Grass online. I am a fighting game player from Long Island, New York. And welcome to the Locomotives, 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 Locomotives. The first episode of Locomotives. Welcome to Locomotives. Well, it has definitely been a year, and Season 1 has wrapped up. It has been interesting, and there's a few things I want to talk about. I want to talk about what we accomplished, what we failed at, what's going on going into the next year. So this series spawned as a progress tracker for myself with Marvel 3 and the highs and lows and kind of a day in the life of someone who attends their local. Now, I'm very thankful for doing this. It is something I wanted to do for a while. It's the most consistent series I ever uploaded in all of my many, many years of making content. But we went through some bumps in the road, and there were highs, there were lows, and, we'll get into that. It started out good. I hit the ground running. I won my first local ever a few weeks into the year. And my thought process was, I'm going to be a top player in the next year. Definitely. Boy, was I wrong. The hit list arc started pretty early. That was a lot of motivation for me. We had 5 or 6 people in there. I somehow forgot Neos this whole time. And I felt terrible about that. I still do want to beat Neos all this time later. We had crossed off a few names off the list this year. Did get the win over Nikki Video Games once. Beaten Mech Warrior once or twice. I have the winning record on Well Dressed Gem. That was something I really wanted to use as a bar. If I could keep the winning record, then I felt like I was playing pretty well. Some of the players on that hit list went inactive, so I don't think that would ever fully get done. I still haven't beat B-Man. Still haven't beat Neo, still haven't beat Gutty. So, there's still work to do on that, but I'm still very proud of myself. I've definitely made leaps and bounds as a player in the last year. It's been so interesting and so fun to do. The list also spawned the definitely top 5, but most likely top 1 moment of the year, which is getting this. This was really cool. Something B-Man got for me as a celebration of my progress and how I was doing. And although I've never really worn this to a local, I still feel like I want to do it if we ever hit YouTube partner. But maybe we'll cross that bridge one day. But the Nova helmet was a really cool moment. I'm very thankful for it. It was very much a surprise. I had no idea what was going on. So shout out to B-Man on that. And I really love this moment. It was so cool. It felt like already the hard work was paying off, and what more could I do this year if I'm already doing this? So let's get to some of the bad. So around May, you'll probably see that the channel definitely slowed down a lot. There's a lot of reasons for that. I've spoke about this very, very briefly, but we went through some issues in the Long Island community, and as someone who's been a community leader for a long time, I had to, make sure that things were handled properly, but that took a lot out of me mentally. It took me a really, really long time to get over that, and I'm not 100% over it still, but I've been feeling better, so that's good. Also, in just a few months, it is January as of recording this, I will be getting married in September. I love my soon-to-be wife. She is the best part of my life. I'm definitely I'm definitely just so head over heels for her still 6 years later. And I don't know if you guys know this, but weddings cost a lot of money and they cost a lot of time. So it was important to do the right thing and not just be like, oh, I'll have the old ball and chain, do the whole thing. Not that type of person. Relationships very much about, give and take. So I needed to be there for my fiance to be a part of it because it's not just her wedding, it's my wedding also. So that took a lot of time as well. From what I briefly spoke about before to Beck 2 and my wedding, things kind of just started to escalate. I didn't really handle it well. I wish I did in that moment, but unfortunately I did not. And, I fumbled a bit. So things had to take a step back. So in that moment, I really wasn't practicing or playing a lot or doing anything, but I was still trying to go to as many events as possible. And we didn't have a lot of events over the summer. I was starting to get really bitter with the game. I really can't play online because of this deal with the apartment we're in right now. I don't have wired internet, so it's not like Parsec was really even an option. And, I even had recorded a few episodes, but I was just so not myself during that time that I didn't want to post them because I just felt like it wasn't an accurate representation of both the series and myself, and I just felt just mad and I'm embarrassed, to be honest. And sadly, that kind of bled into ECT. I spent the last year talking about how ECT would be the season finale, and how it's going to be so great and awesome and all these things, and I think that event and myself shit the bed in so many levels. My emotions were all over. I didn't feel good the whole weekend. Not a great sleeping arrangement. I just was not ready to deal with that, and I thought I was. The short version of what had happened at ECT, because that video unfortunately is probably never going to come out, is, I did lose the show match versus Sword. GG's. I didn't play well. I really was having a lot of issues with the amount of people in the room, and I think I got a little bit of sensory overload with all that. I mean, not that I'm trying to make an excuse or anything like that, but something I really learned at ECT was yo, I got to bring headphones to events because there are moments where I just cannot deal with the sound. And that's new, but a learning process, a learning experience. I did not play well in the bracket. I lost to Ray early, which obviously, it's one of the best players of all time. And I lost to Lost and Confused, who just outplayed me. And that was the end of my run. So I want to say I got 49th or something, or 33rd maybe. It's not where I wanted to be, not hitting any of my goals. And to top it all off, we had a lot of camera issues on the bracket day, and I don't even have all of the footage. It was really, really frustrating in that moment. I don't want to drag on about it. I'm pissed, but there's nothing I can do. That was in October. It is January. I can't go back to ECT weekend and prep better or do better. It's just, it is what it is. But honestly, coming back to my personal issues with the event, I've only gone to 5 FGC majors, or 5 majors really in total, including Smash. And I'm not really super accustomed to the whole major experience of shitty sleeping, shitty eating, and, with my mental health issues that I have, I'm neurodivergent and I have all of these. I wasn't mentally equipped for that weekend, and it just wasn't good for me. And it sucks. And I'm sorry that is never going to come out because I spent a whole year hyping it up. That's on me. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. Gonna try not to be emotional through the last part here, but my year kind of ended badly. My my cat Angel, she passed away very suddenly in December, and the wound is still very fresh. and I miss her every day. So, you know, that was really, really rough. And I'm still getting through it, me and my fiance. And I've never experienced the loss of a pet. So this has been really, really, really hard for me. You know, I love my cat so much. Miss her every single moment of every day. Sorry, this got potentially really emotional for a second. I'm not trying to be a downer, but I want to be transparent because, you know, I felt like we really started to build an audience for a bit. And, you know, transparency is at least what the audience deserves. I appreciate everybody's patience if you're still watching, if you're still subbed and still a part of the journey. So at the end of last year, I made a tweet setting some goals for content / FGC stuff I wanted to do over the course of the year to upload 40 episodes of Locomotives, and that is absolutely insane that I would think that I was going to be attending 40 locals. That is a lot. I don't know why I thought that. It's kind of insane. I don't even think that would be possible. I mean, especially with breaks, weather, anything you can put into that. Saturdays, Sundays they're hard to come by. We ended up with 27 episodes recorded with 23 posted. So about half the year. And even though I set a goal of 40, I still think that's insane looking back on it. I'm pretty happy with 23 posted. It's almost half the year. You know, that's a lot. That's a lot. That's the most videos I've posted ever in a year. I also wanted to post 4 video essays over 10 minutes. And if you're someone with notifications on for this channel or watch it pretty avidly, I did none of that. I hope maybe I'll get one done this year. There's a lot of things I like outside of fighting games, and there's a lot of things within fighting games that I still really want to talk about in this channel. I sometimes honestly, and this is so true, I have written a lot of scripts for those videos, but with posting Locomotives and trying to just stay on top of that, I never thought it was the right time to ever do any of those. But there are more stuff that I want to do, and I hope that I do them this year because, you know, time is only very finite, and I have a lot of cool things I want to talk about on this channel because they are interesting to me. Whether I got lazy or getting shy and very easily shamed. Oh my God, I have so much shame. I never want to post anything wrong or say something that's not true. And, you know, sharing these things that I've written, these scripts is a lot for me. I mean, even doing like Locomotives, like I hate bringing a camera anywhere. I hate being on the camera. I feel like I'm constantly getting stared at, and it is a lot of anxiety for me. Luckily, my scene is very supporting, but you know, we don't own the store we're in. We share the space with other people. So there's definitely like card game players and other things and other people that are just probably staring at me being like, what the hell is this guy doing with a camera? What a weirdo. My next goal was I wanted to hit YouTube partner. Not even close. I think as of recording this, we had like 800 watch time hours. You need 3,000 to get to the first tier and 4,000 to get to the next tier, and that's all within 365 days. And probably by the time this gets posted, it's going to be 1 year on Locomotives, or 1 year since the first episode. So that number is just going to go down. I don't really know if we ever will hit that. This is a hobby until it's anything else. I feel like I probably set this goal because I imagined the series growing a lot more than it did. Or maybe I felt like the growth was going to be more exponential, but it wasn't. Not that I'm, complaining about any of the growth we did have, but I can't control how many people sub. I can't control how many people watch the videos. I mean, there's definitely things that can be doing better. The editing could be a lot better. The overall package could be a lot better, but I'm only one man and I can't sit down and do a lot of things. Like I said, time is finite, and I would love to do more, not necessarily quantity, but quality. Maybe that'll help the videos. But I also think at the same time that, I'm playing Marvel 3, and if you watch these videos, there's not a lot of people playing Marvel 3. And there's not a lot of people watching Marvel 3. Who knows? Probably never, but who knows? My next goal was to introduce more people to the FGC, and you know what? I really do think I did it. From the local scene to Twitter to the videos and everything in between. I got a lot of people into Marvel. I got a lot of people deeper into the FGC, and I'm pretty proud of that. I'm going to be honest. I am pretty proud of that. My passion and my love for fighting games and the fighting game scene has only ever grown over the last 10 years. I wanted this. I love these people. I love doing this thing. It's something that I had started with a few friends. Since then, I'm the only one of our group that still goes to events. But I've just enjoyed it so much. It's just been a great experience. And to help grow the scene in any capacity or benefit the scene in any capacity, makes me happy. So I'm going to consider that, thumbs up. I did that one. And my final goal was to create something bigger than myself. When I wrote it down, I don't really know what I meant by that, but I don't know if I meant like this series is going to blow up and it's going to help grow the FGC, or maybe I was doubting the series and said, no one's going to watch it, but let's try and make something big. I probably believe both of those things at some point. But I definitely feel like I succeeded, because like at ECT, or even when people come and travel to our events, like I've had people walk up to me, and, a lot of times I'll be walking around, everyone's like, yo, Local Motives, just trying to show some love, and I appreciate that. Or people be like, yo, I watch your videos and I really enjoy them. Or they just watch them and they lie to me that they enjoy them, and that's okay too. I love some hate watching. I definitely feel like in the very small niche of a niche that we're in with this series, that it is really cool and weird for people to come up to me and say that. We've even had a viewer a few times talk about, watching from across the ocean in Europe, and that's still crazy to me. I don't know what the Marvel scene's like over there, but EU Marvel, or I guess just Europe Marvel, keep playing, keep it going, keep the game alive. I would say I created something bigger than myself, and I'll definitely give myself the thumbs up here. This is a crushed goal in my eyes. I've been making content for Smash or FGC for literally over a decade now. I am Unk. It is true. I'm not beating the Unk allegations, even though I'm not that old. And I've never gained anything really monetarily wise. There's a few months on Twitch I did okay, but I don't think I'd ever go back to streaming. But like I've wanted to be in a creator space since I was like 13 years old, especially within gaming, because it's just been one of my earliest passions in life since I was like 4. I picked up a controller once and I just never put it down. Unfortunately, I chose a very bad special interest in fighting games if I ever wanted to be a big creator. So 12-year-old me would probably be pretty mad about that. I wish I had, more time, more motivation, and more confidence to make more things, because I still feel like I am barely scratching the surface, and I have so many things I want to do, but I'm either scared that I will be shamed for posting something, or I have paralysis by analysis and I just never start. I hope one day that changes, and I hope that maybe this year I'll be better about that, but time will tell. So what's next? What happens next for me? What's next for Local Motives? What's next for this channel? And just generally me, T-Grass, me, Tom. I have no idea. I have no idea. And I really can't predict the future. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, let alone the next year. So I'm probably going to set some soft goals here, and hopefully I'll do those, and we'll try and do good things in 2025. So this year, I want to stay more grounded when it comes to going to events and playing these games, because is only game why you have to be mad. I love these games at the end of the day, and no matter how mad I get after a set or how frustrated or sad I am, I keep coming back. So I want to remember this year, why I love going to events, why I love playing these games, and why I'm here, why I'm going to keep going. That's a big thing for me. I also want to capture more at events on camera, like the bullshit that happens in between rounds, the stupid jokes we're making, the real local. I want to share these moments with not only the people in my life, but the people who also watch this series and they are kind enough to click on these videos. I think I'm not doing a great job of really showing off what a local is, because there's a lot of discourse right now on like Twitter about locals and that, paying money or whatever for a bracket and such, and I don't want to get into all that, but basically I want to show more that locals are more than brackets, and they're about making friends and having fun and all those things. So I'm hoping to do more of that this year, because I definitely feel like I can do more. And on that topic, I do want to do more this year as a goal. Not necessarily more videos, but do them better, become someone who actually knows how to use editing software. Maybe I'll take a class on that or something. I want to, put myself out there more and try and be me in these public spaces, because I still feel a bit reserved when I'm on camera. I want to be me, and I feel like people who know me know that I'm a little different on the camera, because I'm a little more nervous, a little more anxious, I guess. So I want to just do blanket statement, do more. Last goal, and this is really just for accountability. I want to be a better person. I want to be a better husband, friend, brother, son, creator, player, leader, everything. By the end of this year, I'm going to be 28 years old. I'm going to be married, and I enjoy this hobby and everything about it, and I want to make more and more memories. But like I've said before, time is finite, and I just want to be the best person I can be while I have time on this earth. I appreciate everything about this, and this is probably such a strange video, honestly, for the real ones. But I appreciate everyone, and I just wanted to talk all this out. So let's get the gushy goodness and all that in between out of the way, and let's go over some questions that were asked to me on Twitter that I asked for a few weeks ago. I'm sorry this took so long to get up. Okay, PA Sword asks, how would you rate your personal growth in Marvel 3 from beginning of the year to the end? As someone who went through and is still going through the growing pains, what advice do you have for newer players that maybe are struggling to level up? That is a loaded question. I feel like I've talked about this before. This game is incredibly ruthless. It's mentally rough. It's really rough, because sometimes you just can't get out of your own way, or you're just getting outskilled on such a level that it hurts. For some people, they would take the proper breaks, which I can't recommend more. But for me, I just put my, nose to the ground and just kind of grinded through things. And that did benefit me a lot. But it also hurt me in a lot of other ways. There were times where I felt like my skill got a lot better just for my mental to be a lot worse. And then I had moments where my mental was a lot better, but my skill was overall down. But I gotta say, I'm still happy with the progress I made. I absolutely should tell people should and believe that you should take breaks. Breaks are important. If you're getting too frustrated with the game, if you feel like you've hit a plateau, take a break. Come back to it. Give it a few weeks, 2 weeks, no nothing, no labbing, no anything, and come back with a clearer mindset. It'll definitely help. But I really feel like for newer players, it is important to prevent your burnout and your frustration with something that you clearly have a passion for. So I'm happy with my progress, but please remember to take breaks. Don't become bitter with something you clearly like. Mab asks, best way to consistently lab in Marvel 3? When was the moment Marvel clicked for you as one of your key games? I have no idea. I feel like there's really no way to answer since everyone kind of learns differently. But for me, at least, I watch a lot of VODs, watch a lot of people playing my characters and my team, and I try to recreate these things in these situations and try and ask myself, like, why did they do X instead of Y, and what can help me build out a better game plan to actively play better. But if you mean like literally physically labbing, probably best to do like a PS4 Pro and just play on a monitor. Or if you get those like PC fixes, like the Riva Tuner and the MSI Afterburner on your PC, the game runs a lot better. So those are really good. Marvel, for me, only kind of clicked because there was like a bridge that was built between execution of doing cool things and having an identity within the game. I'm a very big believer on like owning your character, not in like the RP your character in the battle hub type thing, but more of like a, no downplay, no this, no that. I am the player of X, X, and X characters, and I wear it on my sleeve. And for people to get mad or say, oh, you can do this or you can do that, blah, 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 I just liked owning, or I still like owning like my team on my sleeve, if you want to say it like that. I love tag fighters a lot, but I'm also even bigger into like really connecting with my characters and really just enjoying my characters, not as functions, but something deeper. I love the Nova Spencer Doom team. It definitely feels like it clicks for me, even though the Zero stares at me in the character select screen like the Green Goblin mask. I still want to stick to my guns. I still want to play what makes me happy. So I think finding that like bridge helps people, like between I love my characters and I'm satisfied with my characters as far as like skill wise. And everyone's a little different with that. B-Man asks, of all the players you played in bracket, which one was the hardest person you beat? This is free in my brain. And that absolutely has to be Mech Warrior. I think Mech beat me like 25 times first before I even took a game. And I was so frustrated by that. And I feel that for a few reasons. One, Mech's the type of guy who comes forward without a tournament and then usually kind of just pieces out after. So you kind of have to get there early enough to play casuals with him. So it was hard to play him a lot to understand it a little bit more. But also to take a second, and I will speak directly to the community when I say this. There's like this weird thing in the community where people think losing to Mech Warrior is like embarrassing or weird or something like that. Yeah, okay, he plays Thor and a not so great team, but he's got a lot of good wins. I feel like people downplay the hell out of him. He's a good player. He's been playing for a long time. He plays what he wants. He does exactly what I was saying before. He likes his characters. He sticks to his characters, and he's getting the results that. I mean, I don't know. I can't speak for him, but like he's getting pretty good results. So I don't understand that. I feel like it was so weird for me. But to go past that, like when I finally beat him, I didn't even go into that day thinking I was playing well. That was probably like only a few videos ago. I had played round 1 against Avium, and it was game 5 last hit, and Avium literally won the set and then somehow dropped a Doom corner BNB. What happened, man? Come on. But I next and I won. I wasn't ready for it. I wasn't ready for it in the slightest. And I remember he said something along the lines of like, "How does it feel to finally beat a bracket demon?" It felt pretty damn good. I won't lie. I like playing Mech. He's a really good dude. Maybe I definitely think very misunderstood, but now that the sets are a bit more competitive, I look forward to playing him more. It's definitely a challenge, and That's definitely it. Mech Warrior, 100%. Mech Warrior. KRC Pinto asks, any plans for majors in 2025? First of all, shout out to the O-Tours, the greatest podcast to never get off the ground. The real ones know. If you know about the O-Tours, you're a real one on this channel. But I have zero plans. I have zero plans for majors financially with my wedding. It's probably not going to happen unless somehow I get somehow this channel makes partner and I'm making like real money off of it that I can put to the side for it, or some kind of sponsorship of some kind. And with my wedding, time is just hard. I want to go to majors, don't get me wrong, but I definitely care more about my wedding than I do about going to majors. So probably won't see anyone till 2026, and then that's okay. That's okay. Maybe when I come back to my next major, I'll be X better player than I am today. I hope so. Shikimiri asks, what was your biggest goal you've accomplished this year, and what's next year's? Well, we talked a lot about goals already, so back up the video for that. I'm probably the most proud about creating something bigger than myself with the whole going to events and people yelling locomotives in the background when you're walking past, or just kind of providing for the scene in any way. I mean, there's not a lot of people making content for Marvel 3, and here I am. It's like me, Ray, Papa Lobster. I'm sure I'm forgetting some other people, but it's not a lot of people making content for the game outside of tournament VODs. So I feel like I'm hopefully benefiting the FGC and the Marvel 3 community and doing my part by trying to make something bigger than myself, and I'm pretty satisfied with what I did in the last year, so I would say that one. And with that, I think we're scrolling up to the end. First of all, I want to say thank you to everyone who liked, commented, clicked, anything in between, supported, helped with videos, anything with the last year of content on this channel. A lot of high highs, a lot of low lows. But I made it through to 2025, and I've definitely overshared way too much about my life, but I probably needed this to be out there for more me than you. I really just want to say thank you. 2024, content-wise, was just huge for me. I've never posted this many videos. I've never felt so good about these videos. I'm thankful to my friends in my local scene to push me, both as a player and a creator, to put my best foot forward, even when I absolutely wasn't. I want to thank you to my soon-to-be wife-to-be, for being my rock and always supporting me, my hobbies with these videos and events, and all the insane yap sessions I have about Morrigan being probably the worst thing God's ever put on this planet in a modern fighting game. There's a small bunch of people who watch this channel, and I'm very, very thankful for all of you for supporting and watching, and especially people who are very, very local who go, bro, you didn't upload a video this week. Like, I watch it at work, I watch it at this, I appreciate it. And I could probably make an endless list of people to thank, but I probably will stop here. Cheers to 2024. Thank God you're over, because you can't live in one time forever. I just want to move forward into 2025. I'm hoping to make a lot more great memories and great videos, and just have a great year overall and be satisfied with whatever I do in life over the next 11-ish months. So I think we're going to wrap it up here. That's it. That was Locomotives 2024 Season 1. I hope you had some fun. I hope you learned some things. I hope you had a good time. Here is to whatever comes next in the channel in 2025, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Yo, comment of the day.
My name is Jeff.